Imagine the opulent halls of the Roman Empire circa 117 AD, where intrigue was as common as togas and where the scandalous was always the talk of the town. This is the story of a real Roman gossip that sent shockwaves through the empire. Meet Emperor Hadrian, the mighty ruler known for his insatiable thirst for knowledge, art, and conquests. Yet, amidst the grandeur of his reign, a particular rumor began to weave its way through the corridors of power. The courtiers couldn't contain their murmurs. It wasn't a political scandal this time or tales of distant conquests, it was the enigmatic Antinous. Antinous, a name that would soon echo through history, not as a statesman or warrior, but as a male concubine who held the heart of an emperor. Today, we unravel the real-life secrets and mysteries behind Emperor Hadrian and his beloved Antinous, a relationship that transcended the norms of Roman society. To truly appreciate the intriguing world of Roman male concubines, we must first understand what male concubinage meant in ancient Rome. Male concubinage was a unique and intricate facet of Roman society, a practice that existed alongside traditional marriages. It involved a relationship between a freeborn Roman citizen, often of high social status, and a male partner of lower social standing. Now, let's consider its role in Roman society. Unlike the solemnity of a Roman marriage, which was marked by religious ceremonies and legal obligations, male concubinage was not bound by these formalities. In contrast to marriages, male concubinage was seen as a less formal arrangement, often rooted in personal affection and desire. When marriages were essential for social status, property, and the continuation of the family name, male concubinage existed in a more intimate sphere, where love and companionship took precedence over societal expectations. This practice was prevalent during various periods of Roman history, from the early Republic to the late Empire, evolving alongside the shifting dynamics of Roman society. Male concubinage was intertwined with the complexities of Roman politics, culture, and personal lives. As the empire expanded and societal norms evolved, so did the role and acceptance of male concubinage, leaving an indelible mark on Roman history. Several stories, rumors, and realities are believed to be true. Let's move forward and explore. Turning our attention to the Roman Empire, we encounter Emperor Hadrian, who reigned from 117 to 138 AD. Hadrian's rule is notable for its multifaceted nature. He was a skilled military leader, a patron of the arts, and a builder of enduring monuments. But there was another part of his life, and the source due to which people raised their heads and looked towards him was the intriguing story of Antinous. Antinous, born in 111 AD, was a young man renowned for his exceptional beauty. He became a part of Emperor Hadrian's life and eventually his male concubine. Their relationship is characterized by affection and companionship. It was a bond that transcended the societal norms of their era. Tragically, Antinous met his end in the Nile River under mysterious circumstances, a fact that has spurred a variety of theories, mysteries, and speculations. Understanding the significance of Hadrian and Antinous' relationship necessitates examining the societal norms and taboos surrounding same-sex relationships in ancient Rome. Roman society was intricate, with attitudes towards same-sex relationships varying across different periods. It's essential to acknowledge that the contemporary concept of sexual orientation did not exist in ancient Rome, and same-sex relationships were viewed through different lenses. Such relationships were often hooked on power dynamics. In the case of Emperor Hadrian and Antinous, Hadrian held a position of authority. Despite these complexities, their relationship was characterized by its visibility and emotional depth, which challenged societal norms given Antinous' lower social standing. Their story serves as a historical testament to the complexity of love, power, and societal expectations in ancient Rome. Let's explore a few more notable narratives that have left their mark on the annals of time. One such story hails from the late Roman Republic. Julius Caesar, a name synonymous with power, was rumored to have a close relationship with King Nicomedes IV of Bithynia. The whispers of Caesar's time with the king became a source of political ammunition for his rivals, leading to taunts of being every woman's man and every man's woman. Another intriguing tale revolves around Emperor Nero, whose infatuation with a young freedman named Sporus was a subject of scandal and gossip. Nero even went as far as to have Sporus castrated and married him in a lavish public ceremony. These stories illustrate the complexity of male concubinage in ancient Rome, where relationships often blurred lines between affection, politics, and power. The whispers of these relationships extended far beyond the confines of private lives. In the political crucible of Rome, such matters could wield considerable influence. But my dear history lovers, let's make our canvas of thought a bit bigger and see how these stories or sometimes rumors of male concubines have an impact on courts, courtesans, and the rule of time. Let me tell you a few facts regarding this. 1. Some male concubines played a vital role in diplomacy and international relations. Their connections to powerful rulers and officials sometimes placed them in positions where they could influence diplomacy and forge alliances. An example of this role can be found in the story of Antinous. Historical accounts suggest that he played a part in diplomatic interactions, accompanying Hadrian on official visits and being present during important political discussions. 2. The relationships with male concubines could lead to legal controversies and scandals. One of the most notorious scandals involved Julius Caesar and his alleged relationship with King Nicomedes IV of Bithynia. While the historical accuracy of this affair is debated, it was a potent political weapon used by Caesar's enemies. Cicero, in his speeches, and other contemporaries alluded to this alleged relationship to question Caesar's moral integrity and masculinity. This scandal became so prominent that it followed Caesar throughout his career, illustrating how relationships with male concubines could be used as political ammunition. Lucius Aelius Sejanus, a close advisor to Emperor Tiberius, found himself embroiled in a scandal involving his relationships with male concubines. Ancient historians like Tacitus describe how Sejanus's connections were scrutinized and used against him by political rivals. Sejanus's downfall was swift, and his relationships with male concubines were part of the web of accusations that led to his execution. This case underscores how personal relationships could become entangled with political power plays, leading to ruin and disgrace. Apart from specific scandals, the legal status of male concubines themselves was a complex and sometimes controversial issue. The distinction between a slave and a freeborn concubine was not always clear, and relationships with freeborn youths could lead to legal disputes over issues such as inheritance and social status. 3. Some male concubines were subjected to extreme measures to preserve their youthful appearance. In the society of ancient Rome, youth and beauty were often idolized to a degree that led to disturbing practices. The obsession with maintaining the youthful appearance of male concubines was not just a shallow desire, it was sometimes pursued through painful and drastic measures. One particularly chilling practice involved a surgical procedure known as infibulation, where a metal clasp or fibula was applied to stunt physical development. The goal was to retain the high-pitched voice and youthful appearance that some patrons found desirable. Galen, the ancient physician, documents this practice in his writings, describing how some would undergo this procedure voluntarily, driven by the promise of patronage and favor. However, others were coerced into it, their bodies manipulated to fit the whims of those who held power over them. This pursuit of eternal youth was not confined to infibulation. Other methods, such as restrictive diets, special exercises, and specific grooming routines were employed to keep the male concubines looking young and attractive. 4. Male concubines were often educated by their patrons, becoming influential intellectuals and artists. In ancient Rome, relationships between male concubines and their patrons were not solely defined by physical attraction or desire. They often had an intellectual dimension, where the patron took on the role of a mentor, educating the young concubine in philosophy, arts, rhetoric, and other fields of knowledge. This education was not merely a side aspect of their relationship, it was central to the cultural ideals of the time. The ability to engage in intellectual discourse was highly valued, and male concubines were often expected to contribute to scholarly discussions, write poetry, and even create art. An example is the story of the poet Horace, who was discovered by the statesman and literary patron Maecenas. Their relationship began when Horace was still young, but through Maecenas' mentorship, he grew to become one of Rome's most celebrated poets. So we can say that the Roman male concubines are not imaginary characters. They did exist, played their part, and wrote their fate.